Good morning, everybody. It's Primalism, back with another recipe video. What are we going to be making today? Today, I've got a 2-for-1 special on these hands, bitch. Today, we got a 2-for-1 special, 2 recipes in one video. What are we going to make? The first one is Grandma's tomato soup, but it's not just your average Grandma's tomato soup, okay? This is your grandma who drives a 5.0 Mustang. This is your grandma who wears, Harley Davidson t-shirts. So Grandma's soup is a really simple recipe. What makes it different from everybody else's recipe? Well, it's completely raw. Every single recipe in this book is comprised of almost entirely raw foods, except for some spices here and there and some other things. But yeah. Maybe those are raw too. I'm not an expert. I'm just a dude. The next recipe. This sounds like a recipe that you've had before. Something that we all love, right? One of the best. Is it Italian? Maybe it's Italian. It's chicken parmesan. But this ain't no chicken parmesan. This Parmesan chicken. All right? It's a little bit different. It's a little flipped around, a little backwards. So we got the Parmesan chicken, all right? It's got some ingredients. It's I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know how it compares to chicken parmesan. Obviously, the chicken's raw. But I guess, I've got all of my ingredients prepared. I'm just going to show you guys what it takes, go over how much I'm using, how much he recommends, and we'll just go from there. All right, everyone. This is everything you're going to need for the Parmesan chicken recipe. 6 ounces raw chicken, diced, 4 walnut halves, 2 tablespoons stone pressed olive oil, 1 tablespoon fresh lemon juice, 2 tablespoons raw cream, 1 tablespoon finely chopped oregano, 1 slice of minced garlic cloves, and I'll go over the process soon. And the only piece of equipment you're going to need is a blender, and of course, obviously the basic ones like knives and spoons and stuff. Here we have all of the ingredients. We have our lemon juice, olive oil. I didn't have cream, so what I'm going to do, this isn't really scientific, I'm just going to mix some milk and butter and hopefully it I don't know. We have our walnuts here. He recommends 4 walnut halves, but my walnut halves are pretty small, so I use about 6. There's 1 tablespoon of finely chopped oregano, the 1 clove of garlic, and the 6 ounces exactly of raw chicken that I need to dice up. So he says to blenderize the walnuts into flour in a 4-ounce jar on high speed for 5 seconds. I don't have a 4-ounce jar, so I'm just going to use this, the smallest mason jar that I have right now. I did it a little longer because the walnuts kind of I don't know, in the bigger jar I feel like they had more room to move. So I did it a little longer. It looks like a nice flour-like consistency. Now I just got to scoop it all, maybe. I'm just going to make sure that all those walnut bits that are sticking to the top go down. That actually turned out really well and it smells incredible. I really haven't eaten too many nuts, I'm just not a nut guy. I'm going to go ahead and rinse off my blade because if you don't have a nice, clean contact with the gasket and the metal, it's probably going to leak. So now in the same jar, I'm going to combine everything except for the chicken. You have my lemon juice, my olive oil, this is going to be interesting. My small bit of raw milk and my raw butter. It's very soft. This batch turned out incredibly soft. So unfortunately my phone ran out of storage space, but I added everything else except for the chicken and blended it for about 15 seconds. And this is what we're left with. Looks like a nice herby cheese sauce kind of thing. Looks pretty good. I found this interesting. One, because, it's chicken parmesan backwards, Parmesan chicken. And 2, because you don't actually use any Parmesan. So it's going to be interesting to see how this, tastes. I'm going to go ahead and get this dish prepared. This smells so good. I'm so excited. Or I'm gonna not be a wasteful person and use one of the spoons I already have out. And I guess I'll just ladle that on. These are super simple recipes. That's another reason why I chose these 2 in particular. It's so simple. But I imagine the amount of flavor this adds to a dish is incredible. And I have way too much left over. There you have it. The Parmesan chicken. That sauce looks incredible. All right, everybody, now we're moving on to Grandma's tomato soup. So this is a super duper simple recipe again. This makes one serving, calls for 1.5 to 2 tomatoes, 2 drops of organic vanilla extract, 1.5 teaspoons raw apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon unheated honey, 2 tablespoons stone-pressed olive oil. Here are all of my ingredients, and again, this is everything. I combined everything already into this one little jar, at least all of the non-tomato ingredients. And again, those would be organic vanilla extract, apple cider vinegar, unheated honey, and the stone-pressed olive oil. So the only thing we have left to do is to put all this in a blender, blend it up for about 5 seconds, and then we're all done. So usually, I'm pretty sure Aajonus recommends to take out the insides of the tomato, which I didn't do. It might turn out horrible because of that, but we will see. I feel like you kind of want a high water content for this, so I left the insides. He doesn't specify in the recipe, but that is something that he often talks about. And now I'm going to combine this interesting concoction. It smells... What does it smell like? I really can't describe the smell of this, but it smells very familiar. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of that honey aroma and vanilla. A tiny bit of vanilla and honey. It smells incredible. All right, time to blend her up. I think he says low speed for 5 seconds. This sure beats cooking up a sauce, doesn't it, guys? 5-second cooking time. That's the best recipe ever. Okay, that's incredibly oxidized, but it wouldn't move on the low speed, as you can see, because I probably put too much tomatoes in there. So I had to turn it to medium, and I did it for a little bit longer. Definitely oxidized, but we're going to try to eat it all up. There we have our tomato soup. I'm excited to try it. You know what? It actually smells like tomato soup, but I mean, that's not that impressive because tomato soup just smells like tomatoes, so yeah, but let's see how it tastes. I haven't had tomato soup in several years. Oh, it's a little chunky, guys. A little chunky. I imagine it's supposed to be a little bit chunky, but I don't know. I don't even have a ladle. Wait. Yes, I do. I do have a ladle. And you know what? I was generously sent this gift by a family member of mine because they saw my video and they were like, he needs a cheese grater. So thank you very much for the cheese grater. You rock. You shred. Get it? Shred. That's what cheese graters do. Cheese grater. That sounds like if Aajonus was writing like school curriculum and stuff, he would make a grade called cheese grater. I guarantee you. Who wouldn't? You have to. All right, so now I'm just gonna put all the excess food, the extra soup and the extra sauce in my fridge, and then we're gonna sit down and I'll explain to you how all these things taste. All right, everyone, so I think the one I'm gonna enjoy the most is the chicken. So I'm actually gonna try the tomato recipe first. See how this tastes. Is this vegan? This is almost vegan. That's crazy. Basically Frank Tufano right now. It's good. It is super sweet. Actually, I take that back. It's not that sweet. It does taste very much like just plain raw tomatoes. with a little hint of all those ingredients. It's not that bad. If you are craving tomato soup, I imagine this would be a great substitute. Okay, now the next thing, the chicken, the Parmesan chicken. It's sort of starting to, it looks like it's starting to coagulate a tiny bit. Oh, this piece is just drenched. That is nuts. That tastes so good. Oh my gosh. When I would cook chicken, I used to make chicken Alfredo, and it had a sauce. The Alfredo sauce I would make tastes exactly like this, except this is completely raw. The chicken's completely raw. This is incredible, though. I was really afraid that the lemon would be really overpowering, but it's not. That acidity is, I feel like it really does make a lot of raw, unsalted dishes really good. It reminds me of like a salty flavor, and that tastes incredible. Wow. I might have put too much on, but that's all right. This tastes so incredibly good. This is the closest thing you're going to get to like chicken Parmesan, I swear. Oh. I'm really enjoying this right now. Combine it with a little bit of the raw tomato soup. That's such a good combination. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, there you have it. That's how you make Aajonus's grandma's tomato soup and Parmesan chicken recipes. If you guys want to see more of his recipes, if you guys have any suggestions on one that you want to see me make, let me know. I want to get into the more complex ones that require much more time and, you know, like making sour cream and all that sort of stuff. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And my friend started making videos too. He eats like a mix of raw and cooked foods. And I'm not sure the direction he's going to go with his channel, but make sure you subscribe to him and support his channel as well. I'll have his link in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.